All right, so you might be wondering where we are. Still in Buxton at Club Twilight. That's where we are. So all right, so today we are here at Club Twilight up in Buxton, and we are here to talk about all that's going on up here. Trust me, if you are on the East Coast, you're in Buxton, you're in Tongue, you're looking for a place to get away to, this is the place. The Cutters.
You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more,
Planning a party? Worry no more. We have all the supplies you need. At EC Party Rentals, we have folding chairs, folding tables, square tables, round tables, long tables, short tables, big tables. We have. Are you looking for tents to rent? Well, look no further. At EC Party Rentals, Sideline Down Boxer North, we have tents in all sizes and colors. All sizes. Are you hosting an event? Do you need ice, party ice in large or small quantities? Then call us at 622-5933 for the best party ice available. $1,000 per bag. We do delivery. EC Crystals, Sideline Dam, Buxton North. Call to have your.
It's karaoke and oldies night this and every Thursday with Al Christie and popular DJs at Club Twilight Sideline down Buxton North.
Here, trust me, if you are on the East Coast, you're in Buxton, you're in Tongue, you're looking for a place to get away to, this is the place. The Cutters, mwah. And then of course the ambiance is beautiful, fully air conditioned, the decor is on point, the music's on point.
It's karaoke and oldies night this and every Thursday with Al Christie and popular DJs at Club Twilight Sideline down Buxton North.
Here, trust me, if you are on the East Coast, you're in Buxton, you're in Tongue, you're looking for a place to get away to, this is the place. The Cutters, mwah. And then of course the ambiance is beautiful, fully air conditioned, the decor is on point, the music's on point, everything's on point. So if you want to find a nice little place where you can just drive out of town and have some drinks, have some food, you can call, you can order your stuff and just take it. You don't have to stay. Or if you want to stay here, that's what's up. And of course they have special events for Valentine's. You can rent a hall. You could rent a hall, honey. You could rent a hall for weddings, for birthday parties, to have a bash. I hope he edits that out. But you know, whatever it is, this is definitely the place to be. So it's on Sideline Dam. You definitely want to ensure that you check this place out. But it's on your to-do list. All right, on your to-do list. This is definitely the place to check out, you know, a really cool, chill spot here in Buxton. I like this. Buxton needed this. We needed this. I needed this. You definitely need it too.
Sincerely we help my Guyana to move along. Our government asks us that we study hard and we learn the things that will help Guyana to become strong. Guyana, I want to serve my country. Guyana, beautiful, happy, and free. Guyana, let's cooperate with our government to help develop Guyana the free. To help develop Guyana the free.
Guyana and Guyanese, at home and abroad. Tune in to Guyanese Morning Time, hosted by Kadaki Amsterdam, where the sun always shines. Guyanese Morning Time, the people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. We rise up early morning watching Comes TV, where wisdom and knowledge, yes, it is the key. Exposing corruptions over land and sea, where the wicked politician they try to trick me. Guyana is a land for everybody. With 6 races should live in harmony. Is one set of people getting oil money. Is one set of people doing the thievery. Beep, beep, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. This is a program that you all can see. Sharing your views and your integrity. Like it, comment and share it all around. Pass it to your neighbors. Say, and Guyanese at home and abroad. Tune in to Guyanese morning time. Hosted by Kadaki Amsterdam, where the sun always shines. Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. We rise up early morning watching Comes TV, where wisdom and knowledge, yes, it is the key. Exposing corruptions over land and sea, where the wicked politician they try to trick me. Guyana is a land for everybody. With 6 races should live in harmony. Is one set of people getting oil money. Is one set of people doing the thievery. Beep, beep, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. This is a program that you all can see. Sharing your views and your integrity. Like it, comment and share it all around. Pass it to your neighbor, safe and sound. A sad situation going on in this town. The voice of the people is getting trampled down. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, which Jah has ordained me to sing. I sing Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, fooling the people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. Stop fooling people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. I say Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. They got Breakford, Bork and Mark Benchcop. David Hines and Kadaki Amsterdam. Sherrod Duncan, Nigel London. Normal Brown and Gavin Matthews. Big up Paslow, poor people governor. Simona Brooms, Robin Simpson. Hampton Green and Winston Jordan. And yes, we can go right on and on. Guyanese morning time, the people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time.
All right, so you might be wondering where we are. Still in Buxton at Club Twilight. That's where we are. So Club Twilight also has like an Airbnb as well. So you could come, drink, drunk, and come in the back here and lie down. Look at that. Look at that. Perfection. And the people come in the room and so on. The bed sheet matching, the blind matching, the carpet matching, the this matching, the that. We know but we things in Buxton don't play with we. So definitely if you want to come and you may be having a wedding or whatever and you just want to overnight and just have a good time because you're going to be drunk. We got too much road accidents. So you definitely want to come drink, have a good time. They have several rooms that you can rent. You have your toilet, you have your bath, you have your sink, you have your dining area, you have the bed. This is nice. I like it. Anyways, to my friends and my family, if you're looking for me, I'll be overnighting. Also for those persons who are traveling in from overseas, you want a nice, cozy place out of town, then Club Twilight, call them up, look them up on social media. They have their own Facebook page, and ensure that you come up the side and have a good time. Have a good time. Have a good time. Sorry. That's it. All right, so today we're here at Club Twilight.
Hi. Hey, stick up in. Wait. What happened to you? Morning, neighbor, morning. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam. How you been? How was it yesterday? How was it last night? How are you feeling this morning? What's happening? This weekend almost felt like too long. Strange enough, I felt as though I had a very long weekend. What about you guys? What did you do over the weekend? What gave you hope? What were you able to achieve? How did you use that extra talent, that special talent? When you got a talent, you got to nurture it. You got to keep working at it so you can develop it. Because it could be another stream of income. I like to talk about money, but I like work for money too. Because the reality is in this society, and every society, quite frankly, these are not the days of bartering. And even if they were the days of bartering, you had to have something to barter with somebody. That is, if you have a skill, you can barter it with somebody. Well, technically, these are the days of bartering, because you barter your time and your skill for money. Have you ever looked at it like that? Do you recognize that's what you do? You barter. I give you time and skill. I give you service, and you give me money. You give me money. Right? So you have to develop in yourself some skill that you can barter if you're going to make it in this society or any other society, because that is how the world is. Nothing for nothing. There's no free meal, as they say. So I'm encouraging you, please and thank you, develop those skills you have. If you can only bake sponge cake, be the best sponge cake baker there is. Especially in this Christmas season, a lot of people are going to be looking for cake. There's some people who like sponge cake. There's some people who love a black cake. There are those who love a fruit cake. And there are those who love a pudding. Usually people refer to it as a milk cake, because there are those people who don't eat eggs and so on and so forth. And so they opt for a cake that is con leche with milk, right? So yeah, we are gonna do with all them skill we all got. Yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about baking buns, and I was sharing with the individual, a thing or two. So wait, Mr. Sir, you got a lot of talent. You're wasting by you using them. Not that I'm using them. You don't can use all of them. Fun fact, when I had my private school, I used to bake. I used to bake buns. I used to bake cheese roll, coconut roll, cheese flap, butter flap. We used to bake. Yeah. I had a youngster in the village, younger than me, so. Younger than me, so I had a youngster in the village. And he had baker shop experience. So he used to come and we used to bake with box oven. And those products used to be nice. Pinwheel, yeah, pine tart. We used to do the works. And Lennox King, God rest his dead, God rest his soul. How many of you know Lennox King? I would never stop calling Lennox King's name. Lennox King has been a good influence on me in terms of encouragement with business and so on is concerned. The first time Lennox King came and I gave Lennox King a loaf of my bread that I baked, came to the canteen and thing. Every day Lennox used to come to the canteen to buy stuff because we had the kind of relationship. He had a relationship with the school too. And he came and bought some bread. Well, he came to buy stuff and I gave him a loaf of bread. Next thing Lennox called me, where does bread come from? It's one of the best bread I eat recently. And from that, I had a duty to supply Lennox King with bread at least once a week, 5 loaves of bread. Oh, Lord. Plat bread. How many of y'all could plat bread? A challenge to them women, especially. Y'all could plat here and all of them. How many of you could plat bread? Yeah, and that became another stream of income for the school, you know. So instead of going out and buy stuff for the canteen, I used to bake. So yesterday I got with my friend and we talking about buns and why they buns got flavor, but the thing got the little crust and crunch and something. So you know, buns has to be baked at very high temperature or at very high temperature. I think that is why most bakery, if I remember, the first thing that bakeries bake or the last thing, right? But the oven has to be at that peak heat, that temperature there before you push in the buns. Even cheese roll, cheese roll, because if you leave a cheese roll if it has to stay too long in that oven there, it dries out, right? All the cheese melt out and so on, and then you get a hard, crusty bottom cheese roll, and the thing is crap. I eat a lot of that around this place. So yes, if you are a baker, if you can bake one product, just ensure you do it to the best of your ability. To the best of your ability. A lot of people believe that business you gotta get 10 products or 20 products. No. Start with that one product. Bring in your customers with that one product, and then you can gradually introduce small things and see how they respond to them, and then you can increase in those amounts and so on. That's my business advice to you this morning. I see somebody saying the bread and cakes of today of the bakeries can't match yesteryear. Yeah, I certainly agree. The egg ball of today can't match my egg ball. Right? I make a mean egg ball, you know. A friend of mine told me the other day he had egg ball for me. He said, "By the only person I remember making egg ball that tastes close to this was an old lady from Bobby's." Yeah, nowadays you go there, you buy egg ball, you get some cassava mash up and paste up over egg and duck in some coloring or something, and they call it egg ball. Where did I learn some of those things? I watched my mother. My mother, as I would say, supported us. I could make donut. Oh God. I watched my mother support us. She was working with the government. She was at State House at that time, I think. My sister was in the army. And my mother used to get up and they used to make stuff: egg ball, chana, cassava ball. I can't remember. Float, yeah, definitely float. Um, Donut. And when I see when your girl makes donut, when the shop donut is like a bake with a hole in the middle and sugar up top. When you bite into my mother's donut, it used to be mellow and yellow. Mellow and yellow. Nowadays, it's some white flour thing you see in, yeah, with a sprinkle in a little cinnamon or something. Yeah, good. And so that thing there, my sister used to have to send for the basket. Let's say by 6:30 in the mornings. She was at Campagano. And by 8, 9 o'clock, the basket empty. Good? Yeah, because, those are the days. Those are the days. So I learned a thing or two around the kitchen and so on and so forth and thing. Patricia says she knows I do a good fish and chips, well seasoned and so on and so forth. Well, thank you. I take my bow. I am introducing, man, I don't know. Yeah, Dennis Booker, that's a fact. And them Booker, I know about this generation. But Miss Booker, yes, Miss Booker was a good baker too. Right? As I talk, business is location. To a large extent, you can, as I learned in marketing, you can get the best rat trap, but unless people know about it, number one, then coming for it. And number two, unless you are in that location where they can access it, I would say easily, then coming for it. Good? Somebody got the best product, but if you don't have the perfect location, you're in some trouble. Sometimes I think that's my challenge here at Club Twilight, because we're down the sideline down towards the seawall. You don't get a lot of people coming this way. You don't get a lot of people coming this way. And so a lot of people don't get to really enjoy what we offer. Good? And for that, we cannot scale up. At least we can't scale up immediately. But there are lots of things that we introduce gradually, and we work with it. We do rotisserie chicken at Club Twilight. Yeah, we do rotisserie. It's one of my favorite things to eat. And so I ensure I got my small rotisserie grill and so on. And we do rotisserie. Slow cooked chicken and all them kind of things. We do them things, eh? But a lot of people on the mainstream don't get to savor them because we are where we are. And a lot of people, it's what this man called me for. Let me hear what this man. So we are live. How may I help you? Hello? I know why this man called me and miscalled me. He don't call, so he's supposed to know in the program. Anyways, yeah. Let me see what this guy wants. It might be important. What about you? All right, good. He says smart, phone too smart. Yeah, so if you were to come to Club Twilight, or if you pre-order, I like people to pre-order so that we can meet your taste and so on. You want fish and chips? Tell us that you're coming Friday for fish and chips, so we're gonna ensure we get fish and chips here. Whether you want shark, bango, trout, snapper, just tell us where you want. We're gonna ensure we get it. If you want rotisserie chicken, tell us. We're gonna ensure you get it. Good. We don't do pork here, but if you want stew pork or so, I have a friend who does that good, and so I can say to that person, listen, do some pork, pre-pack it by you. Somebody is going to come and collect it from us and stuff like that. Right, good. So when you're coming to Club Twilight, give us a hit up and say, well, we come in and this is what we expect. Good. Yeah, Larry, that's all kind of thing I try doing on the weekends and so. But Saturdays to me, I generally don't like doing nothing on Saturday because Saturday is when I just take it to unwind. When I take all the stress in the weekend, so Saturday is when I just take it to unwind. Anyhow, all of that preamble to say, I hope you are utilizing that skill you have to create another stream of income that will give you a little easier time in this Guyana, where it looks like it's only one set of people deserve to earn, live, and so on and so forth. Right? Good. Just do that. We got a lot of things to talk about this morning, but as is usual, I think we're going to start with some music and then we're going to come back and we're going to start to talk about a lot of things. Terrorism, they're talking about terrorism. We're going to hear about that. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you my perspective. I can see where, you know, I can give you my perspective. But right now, let's have some easy loving. How about that? Y'all want some easy loving?
Easy loving, so sexy looking.
I know from the beginning that it comes from the heart.
Easy loving,
Every day is Thanksgiving to count all my blessings. I wouldn't know where to start.
every time I look you over, so real to life it seems, and upon your pretty shoulder, there's a pair of angel wings. Easy loving, seen is believing.
Life with you is like living in a beautiful dream.
Every time I look you over, so real to life it seems, and upon your pretty shoulder, there's a pair of angel wings. Easy loving, seen is believing.
Life with you is like living in a beautiful dream.
Easy loving,
Like a beautiful dream.
talking about easy loving, easy loving, easy loving.
Like a beautiful dream.
Easy loving, I'm talking about easy loving, easy
Are very good. You need
Yes, Mocha held its market day yesterday. And so I'll give you a sneak peek. Well, it's not sneak peek anymore. I'll give you an insight into some of the stuff that they had at the Mocha market yesterday and some of the vendors and so on. And at the same time, I want to tell you that the organizers of the Mocha market, they are extending their gratitude. They say, Mr. Amsterdam, please be sure to
And
please be
yesterday,
sure to say
the
thank you.
Boca Arcadia Multi-Purpose Co-op Society.
Yes, they want me to extend thank you to all of the supporters of the market day yesterday. As the one of the organizers said, Mr. Amsterdam, that thing was hectic, right? It was good. It was good. So on behalf of the Farmers Co-op at Mocha, I want to extend gratitude for the support given to the market day and the takeaway lunch. I understand it was a bomb. Yes. And so they want to tell you thank you, thank you, thank you. And they're going to be working on making it at least once a year. That is the takeaway lunch. But the market day is usually held several times a year. I think they try to do once a quarter. I see Denise is asking, she has been asking since yesterday, how often they do the market day. They try to do it at least once a quarter. Good. And they have Christmas market coming up. This is not a Christmas market. They have Christmas market coming up. So those of you who weren't able to support this one, look out for the date. Same place usually, same time usually, but just the date will change for the Christmas market. Okay, good. During Boston, I did an expo last year, Christmas expo, but this year I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it this year. I want to give myself some space to really organize BEES, the Black Economic Empowerment Society, and then maybe towards the end of next year or mid next year, around the August month time, we will put together all of our members and we ourselves will do our expo. Right? Good. So look out for that too. But the people at Mocha want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And here are some of the things that they had on sale yesterday.
It's hosting our market day today. We also having a takeaway lunch, so you're free to come and have lunch with us. Here at the first stall, we have some chicken ham, and this chicken ham was produced by the Village Center, right in Mocha Arcadia. They do chicken ham, they have fresh meat and chicken also. But these hams are very good. You need to get them early for your Christmas season. That's good. We have our sweet potato bread. It's made of 25% sweet potato and 75% flour, right? Cassava bread. So you can have a look there. It's a healthy bread, so anyone can have it. This stall here, we have hair products. And we have Miss Diane who is going to tell you about her hair products. So Miss Diane, just share your views on your hair products and advertise it. Okay, good morning everyone. So I'm Diane. I'm from the floor. burger of black chips and I did and I'm it's a artificial grow and see my kid there and put your fish. Sometimes when I go there, I could see my hair. That phone is my whole hair. And my horn is like 40 inches. Right? Plus people that use it from outside instead of it's very good for this. From the camp last week, Saturday, I got up with it. I'm very thankful for it. From Maka, well, thankful very much for my age. And working very good for the year. I just want to say, yeah, get my number. It's fine, but plus I have to shave on shave. I don't go. The children for the kids. I'm trying this time for the children. I'm not in my day. I have. So yeah, I could get fun. Anyway, y'all can fun that night. Too bad. Okay, please share your different various.
Yeah, so that's just a snippet of what went on at Mocha yesterday. I'm going to continue to show you as we proceed. But yes, let me remind you that the Guyana Medical Mission, the Guyana Medical Mission, they always come to Guyana. Well, they've been doing so for several years now, and they're coming again. They are coming again, despite we got islands, so fastest growing economy. I think they're not giving up on us. So beginning October 26th, they will be here. Well, they will start working from October 26th. And so they're going to be at the Borbies High and Firish Health Center from on October 26th and the 27th. They're going to be at Rosal, that is the St. Francis Community Center, and at Bushlot also, Quarantine Health Center. On the 28th, they're going to be, what's going on? They start work already? I didn't even realize it yesterday start work. On the 28th, they will be at Belladrum Seventh-day Adventist Church and at Maikoni Technical Institute. The 29th, at Mahaika and BV Healthcare Centers, and on 30th, that is Thursday coming, they're going to be at the Buxton Health Center. Good. On Friday, October 31st, they are going to be at the Girls Guides Association and Sapphire Healthcare Centers. They have, in terms of services, you have adult and child wellness checks, you have blood pressure testing, blood sugar screening, cholesterol screening, vision screening, and ophthalmology care. I challenge Ali to use the word ophthalmology. Rheumatology, that one too. Rheumatology is being done at the Borbies High School on October 26th. That was yesterday. And rheumatology at the New Amsterdam Hospital today. Good. Rheumatology at Georgetown Hospital on the 29th to the 31st. And then there are dental checkups at the Girls Guides Association on October 31st. That is a collaborative effort with the Durban Park Lions Club. Orthopedic checkup at Girls Guides also on the 31st in collaboration with the Durban Park Lions Club. Right, so y'all remember, go there and have your internationally sponsored free medical checkup. Guyanese, listen, let me I don't talk anything without politics, but let me say this. The thing is, in GT, right? Your politicians, when they want medical care, they leave and they go overseas for it because they can afford to get it. A lot of them just use government money and go to get the overseas medical care and so on. I remember the AP Granger government had proposed medical insurance to ministers and other officers of the government. I don't know if that thing ever went through, but I know they had proposed it. But what I do know for a fact, that was in an attempt to cap the amount of government money that these ministers just take and go and spend on the moat, like alien moat and so on. But your ministers of government and other operatives of the state can take state funds and go overseas for medical care. despite the fact that they tell you they have the best healthcare facilities here, modern healthcare facilities here, and so on. Never mind, people are dying for the want of oxygen. Yep. So if you're getting the opportunity for overseas-based healthcare professionals to come to Guyana, come into your communities, come at your domot, as we say, and provide this quality service to you, please take advantage. All right? Please take advantage. And then the champagne is making is giving a testimony. She's saying that doctor is good. She's a good rheumatologist. She fixed her knees or her knee. Girl, Denise, I didn't know you had a knee problem. That comes with age, no? or you're trying things that you ought not to have tried. Anyways, we're talking. Yes, so yeah, make full use of it. Make full use of it. Go there and have the doctors help you out. At least they could tell you early o'clock what you need to get fixed, and and so on and so forth. Yes, good. Right, so it has started. You see the dates are on the screen. And if you need additional information also, perhaps you could hit me up. Good. I saw Denise saying that she is, well, I assume she was talking to me. She put in her order for some road trip to Berbice. You gotta be specific, I guess you can go inbox me and tell me, when is this road trip to Berbice? What you want us to prepare for you? What time you want to pick up? And so on and so forth. Right? So keep that in mind. And please give us adequate notice. The one thing I hate is to be rushed. I don't like being rushed. Good. Good. So Winston Jordan is telling us, yes, the Granger government did introduce medical insurance for ministers in 2018. And the insurance company was Assuria. Question is, Mr. Jordan, therefore, is, do you know if that thing is being maintained by the current administration? I wonder. Nevertheless, we're talking. What I want to talk to us about this morning are two things, two very important things. One was unplanned, but it happened, so we got to talk about it. The first thing I want to talk about, because it's closer to home for me, and I'm asking why AGDA, why IPADG, why the Pan-African movement, why 1823 movement, why the Episcopal people, I think, why are all of these Afrocentric Black representative organizations not in the streets of Georgetown and around this country on this good Monday morning demanding respect for and fair treatment of our African Guyanese professionals? And we're on the lane warning you this morning. Don't come up on this program and tell me that it's good for Roxanne George. Because according to you, she has been a good old slave over the years, always ruling in the favor of the PPP. As a matter of fact, if anybody is to benefit from this current situation, here is Roxanne George, because they're not pushing her out, they're pushing her up. It appeared in the first instance to be a situation of embarrassment for Roxanne George, because Navindra Singh was appointed to act in her acting position. Oh God, this is Hollywood. While she was on leave. No, she wasn't on leave. While the acting chancellor was on leave, and Roxanne had to act for the acting chancellor, Navindra Singh had to act for Roxanne. And so now that the acting chancellor leave came to an end, and she had to return to her acting position, Roxanne had to revert to her acting position. But the latest list of addition to the actors that is Navindra Singh, refused to give up the seat of the acting Chief Justice, saying that as far as he is concerned, he is the acting Chief Justice and that has not been rescinded. And so we were saying this is an embarrassment, and Navindra Singh has brought the judiciary into disrepute, which is a fact, by that kind of behavior. But then as the theatrics unfurled, we came to recognize what was happening. It is the administrative arm of government that was interfering with the judicial arm of government. And the powers that be in the judicial arm of government was taking political action from the administrative arm of government. That's as simple as I see it. Where is the Judicial Service Commission? I mean, earlier o'clock we started asking, where is the Judicial Service Commission in this? People were saying the Judicial Service Commission should discipline Navindra Singh. But now it is appearing as though the Judicial Service Commission is either comatose, docile, or simply in bed with the PPP, the administrative arm of government. Because we are learning utterances from that lion man, presidents, that the aim of the administrative arm of government is to remove Justice Yonette Cummings, there's her name, Yonette Cummings, as acting chancellor. Push her out, send her home, make Roxanne George the acting chancellor, leave Navindra Singh as acting chief justice. Now, when you hear that, I'm asking, why are the Black representative organizations of this country not in the streets of Georgetown demanding fairness and justice and equality and all the things that you can associate with good governance? Why? Are they only cultural? Is only cultural things they associate themselves with? African Cultural Development Association staying in the realm of culture. IPADA-G, International, was it? International Decade for People of African Descent, Guyana. So it's only a decade we consider looking after ourselves about. 1823 movement, only things surrounding 1823. If these organizations are, quite frankly, going to be tunnel vision in terms of the representative interests of Black people, I would recommend all of them just shut down and go home. We want new leadership. I asked several years ago or months ago, where's the Black Panther of Guyana or the Black Panther-like organization of Guyana? Why can't all of these so-called Afro-Guyanese leaders in these so-called Afrocentric organizations can sit at a table and recognize to the people of this country that with this kind of behavior of the PPP, if allowed to continue, Black people in deep shit. Black people in deep shit. And these are intellectuals that bad bright bad. Is it that it doesn't affect them? Or they don't see it affecting them and the next generations? That they could just let it ride? Or is it that if they raise hell about it, they got things to lose, whether it's privilege or perks? That they're not raising hell about this kind of situation in this country. Yeah, sometimes I spill some uncomfortable truths, or at least I consider them uncomfortable truths. A lot of our people who are leading these so-called Afrocentric organizations, they're not rebellious enough. They're not radical enough, because look at what's going on in this country. You gotta be damn radical to get changes. Since I'm from Buxton background side, and I ain't a doctor, and I ain't got masters in this, and a mistress. Well, I must got mistress. I ain't got masters in this, and I ain't got doctorate in that, and I ain't got PhD in the other, and I must barely get a first grade education according to Flash Garden. I must even get a bachelor's in nothing and so on. Like, tell you how I see it. In case you didn't see it, or you are pretending that you didn't see it. Since before the elections were held, it was rumored. It was rumored that exactly what you see playing out there, go play out. It was rumored that in exchange for her chancellorship, Justice Yonette Cummings was going to be supported for an appointment at the CCJ. The PPP had planned to support her application for judgeship at the CCJ. I don't know if she applied to the CCJ. I'm telling you what was rumored. But it is clear that a Guyanese was to be appointed to the CCJ. I know they got a quota system or whatever, but it is clear that a Guyanese was to be appointed to the CCJ from the fact that Arif Bolkan, now Justice Arif Bolkan, has been appointed. So I don't know if Justice Yonette Cummings Edwards, I think, I don't want to call her name wrong, but I think this is her name. I don't know if she had applied and Arif Bolkan had applied, among others, but Arif Bolkan got a nod. And so her application did not succeed. I don't know. But it was rumored that the PPP will support her application to the CCJ. And so she will be removed without problem from the position of Chancellor Acting. And then they will move Roxanne George up to that position and make moves to confirm her. Replace her at the Chief Justice position with Navindra Singh. And you remember they had a little tiff the other day. Is it Faith Magusti? Is that her name? She was sent on leave, or she proceeded on leave when Judy Lachman, I think that's her name, was acting as Chief Magistrate. And remember, when the acting Chief Magistrate returned to work, she too was basically locked out of her chambers for a couple of days. She had to be working from the corridor, working from the car and all kind of thing. Yeah, remember that? Or you didn't pay attention to it? Well, I remember it happening. I am not sure. I'm sure it's not a figment of my imagination. It wasn't by coincidence or happenstance that Yonette Cummings Edwards Justice, madam, was sent on leave. I said sent on leave. I said she did not apply for no leave. Just before the elections. Let me explain to you why. It is the chancellor who swears the president. It is the chancellor who administers the oath for the office of the president. And so since the PPP already had the plans to corrupt the elections, and they had no fear that she was going to go along with their playbook, they had to ensure that when elections came and were declared, if they were ever declared, and the president in this instance had to be sworn, it wasn't going to be Janet Cummings sitting in the chancellor's seat, because she gonna ask hard questions and she gonna stand for the law. And so they removed her quietly by asking her to proceed on leave. And like Wanda said, it would appear as though Justice Roxanne George is always finding favor for the PPP or in the PPP or whatever the matter with the PPP. And so they were comfortable having her there as acting chancellor. Because as it turned out, Ali is sworn now. Some people might say there's water on the bridge. But I like to give y'all the antecedents so you can understand the present. Or the present. As the elections come and done, the president is sworn. Justice Cummings went and she leave and she come back. Roxanne go back to Chief Justice. Navendra Singh go back to Court of Appeal or wherever he was. But you know what? The plan was to ensure that the plan to remove Justice Cummings was executed before she even came back. But somebody dragged the foot on the thing. So it happened that she came and it didn't complete. So you had to deal with she. You had to deal with her. My understanding is that they said to her, we are not going to retain you as acting chancellor. We're not going to dismiss you. I don't think they can. There's the work of the Judicial Service Commission. Commissions are working. Commissions are supposed to be autonomous and they're supposed to be working independently of the administrative arm of government. But in this shit hole of a country, there's no real separation of powers. Is everybody taking a political order? Nobody is standing by the Constitution, even the Constitution that they were sworn to uphold. And so we're gonna retain you, but you're gonna go back as a Court of Appeal judge. Remember, she was Court of Appeal judge for acting chancellor and so on. You're gonna stay as a Court of, and any decent, self-respecting individual said, no, man. You can't demote me. You promote me and then you're going to demote me. In other words, you're saying to the world at large that I'm incompetent. I'm not incompetent. Some people say before I take the demotion, I rather left the work. But you can't knock me out, so because the commission got authority. But I guess you could use a commission to shift me around the place. They got something called constructive dismissal. Where the labor people in your house there, they got something in constructive dismissal. They find all kinds of ways to make the person comfortable so they themselves won't leave the work. They ain't gonna say you dismiss them. And so the alternative was, I'm not going to go back. I'm moving forward ever, backward never. And so before I take this demotion, I rather left the work. But I ain't gonna leave it without the benefits. You want the position, I give you the position, but you give me the benefits. How about early retirement? All right, so we're meeting at a middle ground. We could get the early retirement, or we're suggesting early retirement if you don't want to go back. But we got to make this thing appear as though it was initiated by you. So write us. Write us. Let the dirty presidents cover his ass. CYA. And so the indecent, deceitful, loquacious man came and told the public that the acting chancellor has requested early retirement and we are going to give her wishes. And since we're going to give her wishes, we are now going to ask the leader of the opposition. You hear the term lame duck presidency? The lame duck leader of the opposition, because Arby Norton is on his last few days before having to give up in totality that position of leader of the opposition. We are going to write to the lame duck leader of the opposition to ask for his blessings so that we can appoint substantively Roxanne George as Chancellor and Navindra Singh as Chief Justice. For 5 years or 3 years, whatever the length of time Aubrey Norton was leader of the opposition, Aubrey Norton had said from the inception, I am supporting the appointment of Roxanne George and Yoni Cummings in the position of Chancellor and Chief Justice. Big Nose Dead Folk came out and said there's not a place of Aubrey. Aubrey ain't got no right to instruct the president. He got wait from instructions or information from the president. And so the president waited until this 12th hour, 11th hour, when they have completed a musical chairs or are close to completing a musical chair, to write to Aubrey when he is on his way out to say, well, this is what we want. Well, let me say this. Let me make it clear. I got respect for Aubrey. But Aubrey would be one of the biggest, you would go down in history of one of the biggest political dunces to agree with the PPP on this one. It does, just as how you refuse to shake the president's hand, it will not cost you anything to refuse to sign on to this one. Kick the ball down the line. Kick the ball down the line. Whoever is the next opposition leader, let it write to them. Let them write to them. And let us hold them accountable for playing along with the PPP in this nonsense. Let me explain the implications as I see it for you. If they succeed in getting Faith Magusti out of the Chief Magistrate's seat, they're going to confirm Judy Latchman. You have an Indian Guyanese leading the lower courts. At least that is what I think they call it. When you leave the magistrate's court, you go to the High Court. The Chief Justice is at the High Court. When you leave the High Court, you go to the Appeals Court. Currently, I am not too sure who's there. But the last I checked, I think, well, they got a, what do you call him? A consort, I can't remember the exact word. Somebody help me, there's a C word. A cohort, perhaps, of judges at the appeal court. And all of them are overlooked by the chancellor. And since the nation believes that Roxanne George is a tool of the PPP, then from the lower court to the highest court, local court, the PPP can be in control of everything. Not that the court should be seen through the eyes of political control, but that is what we have brought this country to. The administrative exec is exerting influence on the judicial. And so at every level of quote-unquote justice in this country, what you will have are gatekeepers to the PPP. And so black people can't find justice in this country, or opponents of the PPP can't find justice in this country, because when you go to the magistrate court and they are unjust to you, and you move to the high court, that's still unjust to you, because it's the PPP mantra, the PPP's desires that will be delivered in the judicial system. And so these so-called leaders of Afrocentric black organizations in this country can't see the picture and kick up a stink to ensure that it doesn't happen, then what? Claiming to represent black people? It can't be like a black people interest at heart. It gotta be self-interest. Oh, don't worry me, man. My children are in the US. I only sucking your salt in this country. Ah, don't worry me, man. My children are in the Caribbean island. I only sucking your blood in this country. No, don't worry me, man. I am secure. I've created so much wealth to myself that the PPP could take out what they want. Me and my next generation will still live. I only want to suck your blood by claiming to lead y'all or claiming to have your all interests at heart. Black people, wake up. Calling your leaders to lead. Or you lead because it's in your own self-interest to lead. A lot of these folks masquerading as having black interests at heart, quite frankly, are not convincing enough to me, at least not anymore, because they ain't doing enough. Some professional, it's perhaps unheard of for a unit Cummings to go out there and protest. As a legal mind, as a member of the judiciary, because it's going to bring the judiciary into disrepute, and so on and so forth. I can understand that. But it's not unheard of. It's not unprofessional. It's not unethical for representative organizations in this country to protest on her behalf. Congratulations to Audriana Thomas. Audriana Thomas has been waging a campaign for several months now for the appointment of Roxanne George and Unit Cummings. Substantive appointments. So she's out there leading. She ain't claim to lead no black organization. But I'm calling on the leaders of black organization because ultimately this thing is going to have a grave impact on the rights of Africans in this country, Afro-Guyanese in this country, black people in this country. And if our leaders can't preempt it, then again they're saying we want new leadership. I sure the acting chancellor already whispered in some one of them ears, or whispered in somebody's ears who whispered in somebody's ears that in actuality, she didn't apply for no leave, number one, and she didn't want to leave no work, number one, for early retirement. Is the PPP forcing her out? Young flunking and bouncing woman, what want to do with early retirement? What's she going to do now? Learn from fried plantain chips? She has made her sacrifices over the years to be elevated and be deserving of that position. And why in our heydays, if I can call it that, she suddenly want to go on early retirement? And we so-called Afrocentric leaders and organizations, I know not one single one of them out of word yet. Y'all tell me for lie. Tell me for lie. I know not a single one of them out of word yet. What we waiting for? Until black people start suffering at the hands of the judiciary that is controlled by the PPP and the gatekeepers, and then we're going to say the system is stacked against us? It's Jim Crow all over again? Let me kill Jim Crow before you burn in this country. That's my take on that issue. That is my take on that issue. And who vex lose, I don't care. I don't care. Tree hell. Who vex? Amsterdam is disrespectful to black leaders in this country. If there's where your track is, they're going to get. And no disrespect meant. Truth is being told. Mr. Sam is shallow-minded. He's not as intellectual as us. You can't see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that black people will be subjugated in this country and the law going to be used against them to ensure it happens. They're going to be pushed onto the periphery of this country and the law going to be used against them to ensure it happens. But you're all intellectualizing. Sometimes I think education is black people undoing. But I rest my case. I move on. Let me play some music and I'll come back and tell you all about some terrorism. Because the PPP been asking for terrorism and they're getting terrorism. And I hope they could deal with terrorism. Because it's their accent, not me. And they act straight, and I guess, again, they gotta be stupid to not recognize it and expect it from where it is coming. Old people say not see them with, not see them at daytime and wait till nighttime for look for them with jog lamp. In other words, when they're right in front of your eyes in the day, aided by sunshine, you could see it big and bold. Boy, you wait till nighttime where you can't see because the place black like pitch for a look for jog lamp for. Stand by your man. The leaders must stand by the people. Unless you're leading, you're masquerading.
Sometimes it's hard to be a woman, giving all your love to just one man. Oh yeah. You'll have bad times, he'll have good times, doing things that you don't understand. But if you love him, you forgive him. Oh, even though he's hard to understand. And if you love him, be proud of him. 'Cause after all, he's just a man. Stand by your man. Give him two arms to cling to, and something warm to come to when the nights are cold and lonely. Stand by your man and show the world you love him. He's giving you all the love he can. Stand by your man. Give him two arms to cling to, and something warm to come to when the nights are cold and lonely. Stand by your man and show the world you love him. He's giving you all the love he can. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh-wee. Stand by your man.
I see somebody asking what the Sega Hickens doing there, and he's way older than Yannick Cummings. The guy Hickens doing what Hickens is expected to do, be a good old slave. But you know what? Let's tell you what is rumored. And you're going to look at it as this whole drama unfolds. But last year, I what we buy. Is his name again? E2 Butos. But last year, I about Butos. The man that was so vocal fighting 440 something charges or whatever the number was. Well, last year, I about Butos. The man whose wife, the PPP and Soku, so badly wanted to bring back to this country to face those charges along with her husband. Well, last year I heard about Brutus. Well, it has been whispered. It has been whispered that the works are in the mill to bring back Brutus to the Guyana Police Forces Commissioner. It is alleged that the wheelings or dealings are taking place so that the cases will be dismissed. And so he will be reinstated to the Guyana Police Force and soon thereafter be made Commissioner of Police, because apparently Hickins and Budram not getting along, or Hickins and Budram and the system and the PPP and so on. Budram no longer fits the bill for whatever reason. So they got to work on bringing back Brutus and put Brutus there because they got all of these nasty, dirty, stinking allegations against him. I guess they could roll over his head and get him to do their biddings. It is rumored. Note, it is rumored. But watch and wait. Or wait and watch, whichever one you want to do. I don't put a lot of things past this PPP administration, because what I know is that they've been pushing the envelope and there has been no pushback against the envelope. And so if every time you ever see how the split draft, every time you make sense, you move a man. When there's no resistance, you move your man again. And there's no resistance and you keep moving your man until, and next thing you know, you take over the opponent's castles or take up the opponent's place. You got always set a king in your house. And so the PPP been pushing the pawns and pushing the this and pushing the that. And the people supposed to be civil society and political representatives and guardians of democracy, and nobody is pushing back. And so the PPP keeps pushing. So there's your answer. Why they still got, you can say you only hold in place to put us, according to my understanding. It is alleged. Yeah, the answer. I don't think for laugh, people cry. I think for cry, people laugh. Let us watch and wait and see. Okay? We shall watch and wait and see, but y'all could watch and wait and sleep and so. And when you wake up, there will be no place in this country for black people. The judiciary, the armed forces, everything will be stacked against you. You know what else coming? I heard the president say, I'm trying to remember the direct quote, but a bank account is going to be critical to the next payment of cash grant. Y'all heard that? Huh? Y'all heard that? I heard that. That a bank account will be critical, an element in the next payment of cash grant. Francine, you could ask me why you're speculating. Don't speculate. When all of them leave these shores and or these coasts and go into the bush, the interior, to look for gold and diamond and precious stones and rare earth minerals and so on, what they're doing is speculating. So you don't speculate. But the only thing I'm going for the next cash grant payment that a bank account is critical for. If you have a bank account, you have to, and note. Let me say when I tell you say so. The last time I told y'all, all the information that the PPP asking about to give you cash grant is because they wanted to create a database. And y'all, I don't know if y'all doubt me, but y'all went ahead and give them all the information that they want to collect y'all $100,000. Y'all agreed to sell y'all information for $100,000. And so now they got the information. and you get your $100,000. Right? And you saw how they use your information. Jack Deere said we got our information from several sources. Yes, several sources. Each of you who accepted to give you information of $100,000 represented a source for the PPP database, so they could call you during the election season and ask you who you're voting for and if you enjoy the cash grant and so on. And if you behave yourself, you're on your next one. So they're telling you again, we got another cash grant for you, but we got another thing that you're going to have to give up. When people say give away your ass and shit your hips, they got another thing you're going to give up. Because when you go to the banks to open the bank account, there are requirements that you have to have. There are requirements that you have to have apart from proof of address and so on. Your ID card is critical to that. And they're talking about a biometric ID card. A biometric ID card. Y'all remember Jack Dio? If you go back to Jack Dio's press conference a few mornings ago, he said, with the introduction of this ID card, we'll be able to tell who is foreign and who is local. And we'll be able to practically track their movements. And so when you show up on our system, on our radar as not having one of these ID cards, then we're going to investigate you to find out if you're foreign or local. Y'all think it's for national security from outsiders, it's national security from yourself. Because the biometric ID card will have certain details on them, including a chip that is trackable. And with all of the smart cameras all over the place and so on, there was a movie, I can't even remember the movie. But these things sometimes are foretold in movies. You see the movies out there that track you? I think there was a Denzel Washington movie. I can't remember what was the name. Where they were tracking him, tracking his every move. Anyways, that is what your PPP government wants to do with you in this country. So you can't offer any resistance. You cannot offer any resistance because they're going to track you through your biometric ID card. And in order to get you to get that biometric ID card to start with, they're going to tell you that in order for you to get the money, you have to have a bank account. And so in order to get your bank account, you got to get this new ID card. The banks will stop accepting your old ID cards. And so you got to go and get this new ID card. Person of interest. Thank you very much, Francine. You're up to the time. Right? See what I'm saying? Depolitization. I not see her. I pay attention to current affairs and what happens locally and internationally. When Chedi Jagan came to government in the 1990s, 92 or 90, whatever it was, he was talking about a new global order. That was the talk then, a new global order. Or as people used to say, new world order. This is the newest of world orders. And that's why the PPP, that's why the Americans and the Brits and the ABC, to right down to Z countries, prefer a PPP in government because they are malleable, they're controllable. They could twist them and turn them how you want them, and they're going to do what you want. Because they want to stay there to thief. And once we allow them to thief, they're going to give you what we want. They're going to give you the whole territory. Kamla and all of them going to give you the whole Caribbean as your playground. What zone of peace we got now? We ain't got no zone of peace. The PPP has brought terrorism to Guyana. The PPP over the years has been charging Guyanese citizens when they protest against certain things in this country for acts of terrorism. Well, I'm saying to you that the PPP, aided by the Americans, have brought real terrorism to Guyana. Very real terrorism to Guyana. And it is evident by the bombing of a gas station at Regent and King Street. Mobile. It's a US branded gas station. And who the bomber is? A Spanish-speaking man. It follows, logically, it might be a Venezuelan operative, right? Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. He's Spanish-speaking, and he bomb a U.S. label, U.S. branded gas station. It's likely that is part of the fallout with what Venezuela is expecting from the U.S. or what the U.S. is currently doing to Venezuelans. Where in the world is it allowed for you to see a boat, regardless of if it got people inside and it got drugs inside, for you to bomb it out of the water, boom? There's no right to defense. There's no right to face your accuser. There's no right to anything. As long as you see it and we believe it's drugs inside, boom. And so since Ghana seems to be complicit, the government of Ghana seems to be complicit, they seem to be enablers of this high-handedness, let me call it that, this terrorism from the U.S. in the Caribbean. Maybe the Venezuelans are saying, like Maduro did say, if the U.S. attacks us, we will attack Trinidad and we will attack Ghana, because them is the two chief bottled water and head cook who facilitating this nonsense against us, this masquerade against us. And since they're the most vulnerable in this tripartite arrangement, when Big Brother knock, you know they just go out in the community, when Big Brother knock, you catch a small one, you box you up and send you home to Big Brother. And so I'm not surprised that a Spanish-speaking man, according to the reports, was seen placing the bomb at the American branded gas station, which resulted in the death of the bomb which resulted in the death of the 6-year-old Guyanese child. And so Guyanese, brace yourself, because I've been saying it quite a long time ago. The very Spanish, the very Venezuelans that you all said they're in this country in hundreds of thousands, and the PPP government is not accepting and acknowledging and educating the populace about, and the contractors and other bloodsuckers in this country want labor for next to nothing, saying that the Spanish is working for next to nothing. I want y'all open your eyes and see. The Spanish, I've been saying it all the time, can afford to work for next to nothing, because that is not where their bread and butter is coming from. That is just the front. It is a matter of Trojan horses in your country. Every citizen, a soldier, every Spanish man, woman, and child that come into this country got military training, or most of them. And a lot of them are here to recce. We talk about them being violent. Why do you think they could kill so easily? Because that's their training. But no, it's all about votes. It's all about votes and control. Well, now, here the name of the movie I'm going to call Enemy at Your Gate. I want to see you deal with that terrorism, President and crew. I want you to deal with that terrorism as swift as you were dealing with people who weren't real terrorists, the people them where they're harassing and arresting and putting before the court for terrorism, like Robin Simon and Takumo Gonsi and so on. I want you to deal with that Spanish-speaking terrorist that placed the bomb at the gas station. Swiftly, condignly. And guess what? I want you to deal with all of them that are going to rise up in this society as things get more dire between the Venezuelans and the Americans. The PPP has placed these nations at grave risk. And if you can't see it, and all of y'all will like suck up and lick up to the PPP, I wish y'all luck. As a matter of fact, I wish y'all feel the brunt of it before anybody else. The lines are 6225933 is the number to call. 6225933 is the number to call. Uncomfortable truths. That's how I see it. I don't see it as anything else. Y'all could see it how y'all want. Is y'all right? Just tell them I say hello.
sitting right over there. I'd know that face anywhere. I'd run over and
Party on, good morning.
but I must.
Good morning to you and all my black brothers and sisters in Guyana. Happy Monday. I am so glad, but first of all, let me say my favorite word, what I love to say. I am responsible for what I said, not how you interpret it. I am so glad this morning that you mentioned that I am from Boxing Dams. I am proud to hear that from you. And I'm proud to mention that Flash Gardens, you have first grade education, because this program, that's always said, is number one program. Move on, Flash. Let me say this, because I said years before, month before, I said the government will remove the judge from the appeal court. Why? Because when she was there, they could not control her and tell her how she must rule next day. She always ruled from the Constitution and the law of our country, Guyana. I said before, they will never allow her to sit for 5 years with them. I'm not going to blame Abinat. Oh no, I'm going to blame the people them who vote for win and for PPP, White Flash Garden, because them is the one give them power to harass that black sister who fought for us in the 2020 and who make sure that black people benefit from the law. It's black people is to blame today, not them Coleman. I would not blame them. I blame in black people. Those who stay home and did not vote, them vote for them to remove that black sister. Those black men and women who became our slave and slave master for two Coleman to rule them, I'm blaming them this morning. Them is one step Abinatu to repaid the teachers them from 2019 when they work hard for, and the government going said, I'm not going to pay them teachers because there was not in office. I blame them same black man for stop teachers for get them money and a ways of pay. Why you should take care of them children in school when the day come. Them same black man who vote for Mohammed. When Mohammed was with them, when judge them said that we're not going to pay black people, them teachers. I'm not going to point my hand to them Collie anymore. I'm going to point my hand to them wicked black man. I love you, but tough love, man. It is time to get it right. Me know are you here because if me leave America and heard that wicked Collie Prime Minister come from India and said Guyana is little India, he disrespect black people and our ancestor. It's not India set Guyana free. It's black men and women fought the battle and won. Make sacrifice was not Collie make sacrifice. And black man sit down. That make me always said white black people is not demonstrate what God bless them with to be. I not even demonstrate even quarter, and it's time for black people wake up. It is not too late for do the right thing, black people. The Collie man tell every teacher they don't get no money for pay them till 2027. All that nonsense, and black man still go and vote for them Collie. Put two Collie to represent black man. Now we balling. Now we, God tell me that I will enjoy a nice Christmas, but come January, them who vote for PPP and win, I go cry blood. It's punishment come. Before me go last to the teachers union. It is sit well with Flash Garden the way you guys treating teachers, especially that problem in BV. That problem supposed to rectify long time. with teachers union. I ever get you act together. The teacher union supposed to protect teachers' environment at all time. Make sure them have clean water, water running. They have lunchroom, them own bathroom, not for use children bathroom. New Year coming. If you have to ask teachers for $5 more, for your hire more people to go into the field and to inspect the teachers them the way they work. You are supposed to let the government know you got to put security guard every day to protect the teachers them. I ever put your sex up, and this message going direct to my loving sister, Mrs. Corrector McDonald. You got to do more for teachers. I don't like how y'all disrespect teachers along with them colleagues. Teachers are very important. And it's time for y'all respect teachers, even to those who work in private, because they are very, very important for them children. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your call. The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. You tune to the Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam. Good morning, viewers. Election have consequences. Election have consequences. When you're talking to the African Guyanese, the collate, the AFC, Forward Guyana, and Brooms Party, they had an opportunity to win this election. But what they did, everybody won their own party and looking for who going to be president candidate and who going to be vice president candidate. So what you have now, chaos and confusion. And if Guyanese in learn from this, what's going on with Miss Cummins, they would never learn. They would never learn. Are you not uniting together as one? If all you unite together as one, this charade with the PPP behaving with, it's going to stop. It's going to stop. And all of y'all who are running for handout, who get motorbike and money, are going to learn the very hard way. The pressure coming for bear on you Guyanese, especially Afro Guyanese. And let's sit down. Just while let's see what Trump behaving in America is same thing the PPP behaving with. I wish you good luck. Bye.
Oh, yes, at last in this world, I got the Duke of Earl, and I am his girl, and no one can hurt me. Oh no, yes, I'm going to let him love me. Oh, no one can hurt me now, 'cause I'm the Duchess of Earl. And knowing he holds me, he's going to love. Oh yes, I'll reign over
Paulie, good morning.
Morning, Guyana. Um, it is something I believe that African Guyanese, and when I do speak, I speak in reference to also the wider population for African all over, and it's for us to understand the position we're in today um, in reference to leadership. Now, coming back to Guyana, why do African Guyanese behave the way we do when it comes to leadership? We tend to, as Dr. Hines say, be liberal with our votes and liberal with the way we think. In reference to other races, we would lend our support to them. They don't do any reciprocal supporting. So it is just the way we have been socialized to think and behave. You do not find, specific to Guyana, Indians praising and running behind any black or African person in giving their support the way we do to them. So for me, what we need to understand is that we've got to start from small with our children to get them to a mindset where they don't think the way our older folks are thinking, which would mean we drill it into them of our history, why we're doing what we're doing, or behaving the way we're behaving, or thinking, so that we don't fall into the same trap year after year and decades after decades, because it would be the same question in the next 20 years we would be asking of African Guyanese. We would be calling them names like I have to say we are some type of stupid people to do this, to be doing the same thing over and over. How do we view Indians in Guyana? I mean, we actually hold them in high esteem more than our own people. So when it comes to leadership, we're easily going to say, well, shooks, I'm not following this leader, I'm not following that leader because of this or that. And when it comes to leadership, if they find that leadership isn't doing or even actually fighting for them, then they're going to say, man, look, I'm going to start my own party like others have done. So we don't have the cohesiveness, and these are things that need to be taught from a very young age, which it is a hard thing to do in reference to trying to get our people on board to think one way. It's a huge task for us to get to there, but we should have a blueprint of how to socialize our children, because the educational system we presently have isn't going to do it. So we have, what is it, 65 African organization in Guyana, and I believe there's a lot to be done when we compare to other, say, Indians. They don't have, I think, 65 organization, but look at their disposition. They're in every top echelon of business, education, and all of that, and where we are at the bottom. So there's things that need to be changed, and we've got to accept it. That we've either got to be more radical in our way of thinking and radical in more how we teach our children. That's my take.
Yes, I'm going to let it love me. Oh, oh, no one can hurt me now, 'cause I'm the Duchess of
Caller, good morning. Caller, you're on. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, you need to speak up, please.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning. And good morning to all the Chinese people. Brother Kadaki, I just want to say this morning. So, say thank you so much for your good work, in spite of all of the challenges that you face. You stay still. You're still not allowing that to break you, because you know the importance of educating the people of Guyana, especially Black people. I want to say that it's my hope, and I always would keep the faith up and the trust that one day is going to come when we're going to stand our ground as a people in this country. I know that we got to target those who might want us, as we might say, rough terms, sell us out. The James Bonds and the, and the likes of him and so on. We got to continue to speak up and continue to bring the consciousness of those who might want to do things in a more selfish way and quarantine the Black population in Guyana. You got to continue to confront them in whatsoever way that would bring the awareness and the consciousness into them, to let them understand that or about the wickedness of this wicked regime to call the people. So thank you once again, my brother, and let us all continue to keep each other's spirit up, each other, keep encouraging each other to fight on until the victory is won. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your call. It is now a minute past the 9 o'clock hour. It's time for me to leave. And so I am going to leave you with one of them. Let me see which one I want to give you. I'll be there when you're ready.
You can reach the top or suddenly drop all your burdens. I'll gladly bear. Just run to my arms, yeah, right or wrong. No matter what happens, I'll be there. And darling, darling, I'll be there. Oh, I'll be there to protect this love we share. If your friends desert you, yes, when things go wrong, you can always be sure I care. When you face